The community at St. George is that of a family, and I joined the family when I was baptized at St. George. I went here for 1st through 8th grade. Later, I started teaching in the public school system, and when I had a family of my own, I knew that Catholic education was very important, and we needed to have that in our lives.
And I think the close-knitness of the school is really our selling point. I've said for 18 years now that St. George is a diamond in the rough, and we like to get the word out there.
Mr. Weston was out front of church, and we were coming to church, and he said, "Hi, Michael." And I looked at my son and I said, "Michael, Mr. Weston knows you by name. Are you doing bad things in school?" And he says, "No, I bring papers to him and stuff." So it's very nice that Mr. Weston can know him by name for something good and not just because he's done something bad at school.
We have many students that come to our school from other schools, and perhaps things weren't going so well there, and you could see them blossoming in front of you, and we have a lot of parent feedback and how happy they are that they've come here.
We wanted to make sure that our child was getting the attention he should be getting at his classroom and having that sense of community as well as far as his friends.
The 8th graders, their buddies are the 2nd graders because both grades are receiving sacraments. So they're pairing up together and they work on projects together.
The academic level of our students is like a year ahead of many other schools. And I think because we aren't too big, like some places, that we can give the kids individualized attention.
St. George has the added advantage of offering the services of a reading specialist. I work in that capacity to offer special reading help to those students in need. Utilizing RTI strategies, we detect reading difficulties very early on in the primary grades, and then we target those particular skills to work on to bring the kids up to level.
What number is this?
7.
Very good. Could you put it up on our calendar?
Preschool is probably getting to know their alphabet, their letters, trying to print them, basic. I get more in depth with their sounds and putting sentences together in journal writings. Just lay the foundation of what they're going to need to know.
Well, Sophie is in 1st grade, and she has Mrs. Labriola, who is just the sweetest, most positive reinforcement person you could imagine.
Oh, happy birthday!
They don't just work in my room and it's over, but they know that next year I'm still going to care about them, and I'm going to say, "How you doing with that reading?" or "How is that math?"
You feel at home at school. The teachers feel like your parents, and they just guide you really good.
But my daughter really liked Mrs. Baldinelli. She was very creative. She's the one who started the science fair, which we didn't have at the other school. And the science fair is kind of cool.
It allows us to discover and explore and make mistakes and go back and learn from our mistakes. And these are all life skills that we use cross-curricular and through our lives. And we just give it to the students in a little more detail here.
St. George is not just an 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. school. We have activities that begin as early as 6 a.m. with our extended day. We have teachers who are here every night for a half hour after school, and once a week offer tutoring classes to those individuals who might need a little more help.
We have a Spanish club. We do have Spanish in our junior high, so children are taking Spanish class for 3 years.
They have music, arts, and sports, which, really is important for my kids.
There's groups that meet after school for like young teenagers or tweens, and it gives them a sense of community.
You're not left out, and if you feel left out, then there's always somebody there to pick you up and make you feel like you're not left out, that you're part of something.
Being a parent, you have this full-time job of watching your child and helping them grow responsibly, but it is great to have support from the Catholic education that can teach what Jesus has taught us.
In your mind and in your heart. It's not just our faith, but it's our faith put in action.
I try to emphasize social values of our faith with age-appropriate homilies for the children.
Every day of our life we learn new things. Have that positive spirit.
I feel like they get their roots here. I feel like my children really develop strong morals and compassion and a love for the things that they do. It's just such a home. It's just so much more than school.
The academics, the teachers, the program,
the spiritual community.
We're all looking out for each other.
We're making lasting relationships.